we're standing in kind of wet, rushy farmland in Roscommon. It's not a part of the country that I know very well, but my husband Liam grew up about a half an hour from here, so he's well familiar with the territory. We're on a farm that was abandoned, I suppose, 8 years ago now and had been grazed by other farmers in the area until we bought it. We first saw it nearly 3 years ago now. We bought it 2 years ago. We felt some kind of yearning to get back to the ground. I'm fascinated by trees. I'm working with this urban foresting social enterprise. We just really long to be able to do something for nature and do something with native woodlands. Build a forest, basically. It's not wafting around in floaty dresses, kind of hugging trees. It will be at some point, maybe a bit more of that. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's the hardest physical work I've ever done. It's incredibly backbreaking work to plant hundreds of trees in a day, but incredibly satisfying as well. There's a huge life force that starts with this, what looks like a dead stick in winter, and you come back now a few months later and you see that it's doubled in size and it's, you know, it's anchored in the ground. There's all kinds of beneficial things happening already, even at this very early stage. So I'm just trampling down the grass. If you cut it, and rushes, there's rushes here as well. If you cut it, they tend to grow back even stronger. So trampling it just gives this little oak a bit more light. And helps it to grow above the grass and rushes line, and after that it's doing its own thing. So there are about 40 acres in total here. We're not going to plant every single acre of it because there's some pylons running across it. So we're only going to plant about 27 acres, which somebody was saying, well, what is 27 acres compared to, say, Stephen's Green? And when I Googled Stephen's Green is exactly 27 acres. So it's a Stephen's Green size native forest, which we are planting with the help of the forester, Bernard Kiernan, who's been brilliant. But actually for the rest of the other 13 acres, the grass is going to grow, the birds are going to use it for nesting. The insects, I mean, when you walk through the kind of waist-high grass here, you just have this cloud of tiny moths, insects that I don't even know what they are, butterflies, everything. So it's a kind of a wilding project as well as a native woodland project. And that word is a little bit of a trigger to people who they say, well, you know, what about farming? What about food production? But I think both can happen, especially in a site like this where you've got some of it in native woodland. You can see the benefits that brings to the rest of an area of land in terms of less flooding, better soil conditions, more birds to eat the prey that are going to, you know, feed on your crop. So yeah, it's going to be a fascinating experiment. We don't know how this is going to end. We won't be around to see how it ends, but we're really interested to see how it starts and where it goes from here.